just put some hot water in the warming bowl because, as you can hear, Adalyn is ready for a bottle. And so I've got some breast milk stored in the fridge that I'm going to prepare for her. Got my little stash right here. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to put it in the bottle and then heat the bottle in here. There we go. I've got like 5 ounces there for her. And I'm sure she will drink all of this. I'm going to put it in here and let it heat up. And while we do that, I'm going to talk about something that all of us do in some form or fashion in this hobby, and that is role playing. How we do it, why we do it, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. So here you can see that I have this Nano Baby bottle and warmer set, and I just poured some fake milk from this little breast milk pouches that, you know, if a real mom were breastfeeding, she would pump her milk and store it in these little pouches. And so I put real hot water in here, and I've got the bottle in here so that it will heat it just as it would have had it been real mom's milk. And also I've learned some things that would actually help a new mom. Like if a new mom is using this Nano Baby set to help her breastfeed her baby, this bowl, you cannot fill it full of water, because if you do, it's going to make the bottle float. You just fill enough that it comes up. There's a little dome in there that the bottle sits on. You fill it up just enough that it comes almost to the top of the little dome. Then when you put the bottle in there, it brings the hot liquid up around and lets it do its job. Because with real breast milk, if you heat it too fast, it gets hot spots and it kills the nutrients, which I'm sure that's probably the same with formula as well. So I would think that this heating system would also be great with real formula. We all role play in this hobby one way or another. So while Adalyn, okay Adalyn, I'm coming. While Adalyn is getting her bottle, then we will talk about that. Bless her. We have one very hungry baby. Yes, we do. I got her a bottle. And I have her a burp cloth here, so I'm going to get her all set up to drink her bottle. And then we'll talk about our topic. We have her bottle all set up for her. I've got her burp cloth under her chin, and it's also helping to prop her bottle. She's got her head laying on a folded blanket as a pillow. I've got her little pacifier laying up here above her head. And she is holding the little concave bottom of her bottle with her little open hand, and it looks so cute. And she's got her little fist up beside her face, and she is just enjoying her mommy milk. So she's got her little stuffed lammy beside her, and she's dressed in her cute comfy clothes. They're really soft pink, and they have the words cutie, happy, and adorable written in white. And then she's got these cute little socks. They're pink, and they have hearts and butterflies on them. So super sweet. And then she has a little pastel bow in her hair, and I've got that stuck on there with like one of those sewing pins. It's super cute. So that's something that you can do with your, I mean, you could do it with a vinyl baby too, but especially with a silicone baby, because they're so thin, when you pull them back out, you can't even see where they were. So anyways, she is enjoying her bottle, as you can hear, and we're just going to play a fun game. This is a game about like categories that we have in the reborn community of role players. And I know that there will be some people that'll say, oh no, I do not role play. But we do. We all do it. We just do it at different levels. So we're going to play a fun game today where I'm going to tell you some categories, and then you can decide what category of role play you feel like you belong in. And you may say, hey, I'm like a hybrid of this one and that one. And that's okay too, because like I said, it's just for fun. It's a little game that we're going to play. So I have come up with 3 categories. So you've got role player number 1, role player number 2, and role player number 3. Now, the numbers in no way indicate importance according to what number it is. So like number 3 is not less important than number 1. Number 2 is not less important than number 1. You get the drift. So they're just numbered just to have an identifying number. So like role player number 1 is the role player that is going to do those role play videos, act out those scenes, much like you would see an actor or actress do in a movie. And they're doing it strictly for entertainment. They know the dolls are not real, and they realize that, you know, what they're doing, they don't have to do it. It's for entertainment purposes. So, you know, it's much like when you go to the movies. I went and watched Aquaman. I don't think Jason Momoa really thinks he's Aquaman. He is acting out a scene, and he is portraying a role. And I know that, and he knows that. But I watch it for the sheer entertainment. So, role player number 1, you know, we're making those videos to not only entertain ourselves, but to entertain others. And I say we because I fit in this category. This is the category I feel like I fit into. We will add the real baby sounds and all that. We go through a lot of trouble editing and finding the right camera angle and the right lighting and all that. And the smoke and mirrors, like to make the baby look like it's moving and all that kind of stuff. We may download an app to make the baby's eyes look like they're blinking, you know, just that sort of thing. We're all about the fun and the realism and making it seem as real as possible and like it's happening in real time, like we'll be doing like a day in the life or a night routine or something like that. So we are really into doing things like that. You know, I have software on my phone that I use called KindMaster that helps me to edit my videos. That's how I insert all my sounds, like you're hearing the bottle sound right here, and you were hearing the crying sound from her earlier. It's just really fun, and I really enjoy it, and I feel like that it is a great enrichment of my hobby. Like the videos and the editing and all that is just as much fun to me as the actual doll part of the hobby. And so category number 1, we're going to be very hands-on with our babies. We hold our babies a lot. We are going to be quick to form emotional attachments to our babies. Sometimes it's specifically one baby. Sometimes it's more than one baby, but we're going to have that very strong emotional attachment. We're going to hold on to our dolls for a very long time because of that really strong emotional attachment. We're more likely to handle our dolls off camera. I handle my dolls when I'm not even videoing or taking pictures or whatever. I take my babies on outings, and also category number 1, I feel like we'll take their baby on an outing without even sharing it with others, like taking a picture or doing a video if you have a channel or whatever. We're just going to take our babies out because we want to have them with us, because once again, we have that strong emotional bond with our babies. And so, yeah, category number 1, that's the one I feel like I fit into. And also category number 1 will more than likely have a nursery. They're going to have a nursery with all the bells and whistles. You're going to be able to bring a real baby in there and take care of that baby in that nursery. Like, that's how many props and realistic features they're going to have. We're going to have the diapers. We're going to have the wipes. We're going to have outfits from A to Z. We're going to have baby furniture from A to Z, you know, changing table, cribs, little chairs, you know, you name it, we have it. So, yeah, category number 1 is going to have that nursery, and, you know, we just want everything to seem as real as it possibly can, because that is what really makes our hobby clock tick, you know, so to speak. So, then you have role player number 2. They're going to do a lot of the same things that role player number 1 does, but just not to the degree. Like role player number 2, they're more than likely going to have a nursery. They're going to have all the baby furniture and props. They're going to have the clothes. They're going to have the diapers. They're going to have the wipes. They're going to have all that. And they are going to enjoy handling their babies, but they're not as hands-on as collector number 1. And category number 2, a lot of times they do form emotional attachments, and they are, you know, more likely to keep dolls for longer periods of time. But they are just less hands-on. They're more about the enjoyment of the dolls for the sake of the photo or the video or whatever, and maybe an occasional peek or a look or whatever at the dolls. And like number 1, they're going to display them realistically, you know, in baby chairs and cribs and all like that. They're going to have their babies in a specific spot. Like, you know, I have a crib that I like to call it Adalyn's. And so a lot of times I will just put Adalyn in it and none of the other babies, because I like to walk in there and just see her in it and scoop her up, you know, and give her a hug or whatever, you know, like it's just something that I do personally. So like, I think category number 2 will do that a lot too. Like maybe they have specific spots that their babies will go in, and category 1 and 2, we'll swap them around sometimes, you know, like today Adalyn is in this little chair and I've had Kylo in it before. And, you know, Kylo's in the bed right now in her, what I call her crib, you know. So they have a lot of the same traits as number 1, but just not to the same degree. They will go on outings and stuff like that, but if they do, usually they're going to be doing it for a video, and it's not for like their own just personal enjoyment, as like number 1 will do. Number 1 will take a baby out just for their personal enjoyment and not even share it with anyone. So so yeah, you've got number 2. They enjoy all the same things as number 1, just not to that degree. And maybe, you know, they do keep dolls for a longer period of time than the next category we're going to talk about, but they don't form as deep as an emotional attachment. Or if they do, you know, they do form those emotional attachments like number 1 will, but you know, I just feel like that they're just not as hands-on. Like that's one of the things that sets them apart from number 1. They still have a lot of the same traits, they're just not as hands-on. And you know, they're not acting out those scenes or whatever, you know, for a video or whatever, but they will have all the cute props that represent that particular scene or what have you. And so then there is category number 3, which is your collector that is very hands-off. They are going to handle their dolls very little, change their dolls very little, and they're going to do it for like a video or a picture purpose only. They're more likely not to have a nursery. They may have some furniture props, but category number 3, when they're done doing that photo or doing that little video, they're going to put that baby away. More than likely they're going to be in a cabinet or on a shelf or even wrapped up and put in a bin or something like that. Like they are not hands-on at all. And I've noticed this category will sell babies more often. Like they have more newer babies coming in and, you know, the older babies going out. And so those are just the categories I've come up with. And like I said, it's just a fun game. It is in no way the be-all do-all. I'm not the guru of the community. This is just for a fun game's sake. And no matter which category that you feel like you belong in, I just want to make it known that we are all important in this hobby, because we are what makes this hobby world go round. So no matter if you're in category 1, 2, or 3, we're all equally important. And I'm sorry, my dog is asleep on the couch and that's him snoring that you hear. But we're all equally important in this hobby, and we are the reasons that the sculptors create and the reasons that the artists create. You know, they have work because we are all here. And so I don't feel like any of us is more important or less important. I feel like we all make the hobby go round, and that no matter what your comfort level is of role play, that you should be celebrated, and I commend you for it. So let me know below what category you think you belong in and why. And like I said, this is just for fun. So, you know, just let me know below, and I would love to hear from you. So I'm going to let Adalyn finish her bottle, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.